Check this out.
Hello guys, right, we're going to be doing the importance of vitamins in the diet. So we're into macronutrients now, and there's another video to follow this next week. This one's vitamins, however, and obviously vitamins and minerals are two different things, so I'm going to be covering them too and why you need them. So we've gone past the macronutrient stage now, and we're into the micronutrients. So we've done proteins, we've done fats, we've done carbohydrates. Now we're on to vitamins and minerals. So why do we need them? Why do we need vitamins? So, like, again, I've got my notes set out so I can tell you guys exactly what's going on. So to start with, why are vitamins important? Vitamins allow your body to grow and develop. They also play an important part in bodily functions such as your metabolism, immunity, and digestion too. So vitamins are an essential part of your diet. Without them, your body can't really function properly. It's just like your macronutrients. But a deficiency can occur, if you don't eat the right type of food, etc., etc. So vitamins are naturally found in food that we consume. So yeah, when you're tucking into all sorts of different foods, veg and stuff like that, yeah, you're getting them. In some cereals you've got it's like vitamin K in some cereals. So that's what we need them for. That's why we have them. So there's two different types of these, and one of them is fat soluble and the other is water soluble. So we'll start off with fat soluble. So fat soluble vitamins, they go through your digestive process. They goes through the small intestine, and the fat soluble vitamins are released through that. Unlike water soluble vitamins, they go directly into your bloodstream. So fat soluble ones go into your bloodstream, and water soluble ones do not. So that's a good way to sort of remember that. I don't really think you guys need to know that, because like I said, I just want to cover the basics of it, but I want to go a little bit more depth just to clarify a couple of things, just because some people are interested, and that's why. So yeah, vitamins are sent through the bloodstream, and they're sent for either storage to, like, say, the liver or the fat cells. And your body is always craving vitamins. Unless you get enough in your diet, you will be craving a lot of them. And I'll be going into what the different vitamins do if you have either too much or too little. So that is the fat soluble ones. So yeah, they are in your bloodstream and they help your liver and fat cells and stuff like that to function and work properly. So now moving on to water soluble. When I get there. Right, so water soluble vitamins that dissolve in water. So water soluble vitamins are carried to the like I said, I can't talk today. What is going on? They're carried to the body's tissues, but they're not stored in the body. So, like I said, that's a good way to differentiate between the two. Water soluble ones dissolve in water, and they're not stored in your body. And fat soluble ones, however, are stored in your body. So these two are found in plants and animal type foods, your dietary supplements. So yeah, when you get like a supplement, like a protein supplement, they're in stuff like that. Water soluble vitamins, well, they'd have to be, really, if you think about it. Because it's a powder and you've got to put the water in, or you put milk in, depending on which one you want to do for a supplement. So yeah, it makes perfect sense. And for example, vitamin C and vitamin B, vitamin B complex, are water soluble, just for an example, right? So I'm going to be covering 10 vitamins today. I don't think that's all of them. I think there is a hell of a lot more, but these are the most important ones. So this is going from vitamin A to K. Yeah. So there's 10 altogether. So to start with, we have vitamin A, then we have vitamin B1, then vitamin B2, then vitamin B3, and then vitamin B6, and vitamin B12. Then we go on to vitamin C, vitamin D, vitamin E, and vitamin K. So yeah, that's 10 for you, right? Yeah, it's a lot of vitamins, isn't it? Right, so the best way to meet your needs of vitamins, or your vitamin daily requirements, is to eat a balanced diet. And that's been the theme throughout the whole of these videos. So starting off with protein, you've got to have a balanced diet, have enough protein. Carbohydrates, you've got to have a balanced diet, have enough carbohydrates. Same with fats, you've got to have a balanced diet, have enough of the good fats and the bad fats. This is going to be what I'm going to say every single time. You need to have a balanced diet, which is exactly what I'm saying. You need to have a look at MyFitnessPal and really take on board what's going on, because it's nutrition these days. It's going to end up getting worse and worse. That's just a simple fact, because not many people know what they're eating and why they're eating it for. They just know that they're eating it because it's either cheap or because there's a lot of it, and there's not a lot of normal foods around these days. It's all processed and it's all got all sorts in. However, we will move on to vitamin A. Okay, so vitamin A has many functions in your body. It helps regulate your immune system. So that's, it helps you fight off colds, coughs, that type of thing. It also helps you to maintain healthy teeth and healthy skin. So yeah, just so you know. It produces pigments in the retinas of the eyes, so obviously it helps your eyes as well, helps you see. It's always a good thing. It promotes good vision, so like I said before, with the retinas, promotes healthy eyesight. A deficiency in this, however, can lead to problems with these. So yeah, if you don't have enough vitamin A, you can find yourself having poor eyesight. Not necessarily to say that's the main cause if you've got bad eyesight. I'm not saying that in the slightest, but it won't help. Also, if you don't have enough, well, let's just say that if you don't have enough of this, there'll be all sorts of things that go on your body, such as it can cause nausea, can cause vomiting, irritability. So I imagine that's something to do with just your skin being very irritated. I'm not 100% sure on that one. It can make you feel drowsy. It's also been known to sort of come in between the lines of causing anorexia, or sort of like leading to it if you don't have enough vitamin A. Abdominal pains too, blurred vision, muscle pains, weakness, lots of headaches. Like I said, these things here, it's not necessarily to say if you've got a headache, it's vitamin A's fault. You need more vitamin A. I'm just saying these are the types of things that can make things worse. If you don't have enough of this, it can make things worse. Alright. It can also reduce your bone density as well if you don't have enough vitamin A, which of course will lead to osteoporosis, which is like the thinning of the bones, and you get weak bones. Nobody wants that. It's the same with calcium, actually. Osteoporosis, if you don't have enough calcium, you're going to have weak bones, are not going to be as strong as they should be. So yeah, it can have a serious effect on your nervous system. What it will do, that's totally believable, considering the fact that it helps you with your immune system, so your nervous system and all that as well. So if you've got a cough or a cold, it's not going to help in the slightest. It can also lead to liver abnormalities, but I'm not sure the full 100% about that. But I do know that can lead to it. Like I say again, these things that I'm saying aren't necessarily the main cause of it, but I'll definitely see your GP about all of these things that I'm going to be mentioning. And I'll also mention at the end of the video as well. So yeah, we do want none of that. Vitamins is a harder one to cover than your macronutrients and that. It's a little bit harder, I find, but nonetheless, I still want people to know this thing, and I'm not going to go from macronutrients to just nothing. I'm going to cover the micronutrients as well. Do you know what I mean? So right, moving on to vitamin B1. So vitamin B1 is the most commonly known as thiamine. Just know it as vitamin B1 if it's a lot easier for you. I'm not saying you've got to know it as that. However, It's involved in numerous bodily functions, such as your metabolism and carbohydrates. It can help with getting them, processing around, help them working in total working order, basically. Yeah, like clockwork. And it can also assist with muscle functioning, producing hydraulic acid, which you guys don't really need to know the ins and outs of that, but that's what it helps with. Assisting with the nervous system as well, a bit like vitamin A there, where it helps with the nervous system and immunity. It can also, a deficiency of this can cause weakness, fatigue, nerve damage, and stuff like that, and that's not really what we want to hear, is it? So that's what I'm saying. A balanced diet will help you with all these, and especially that MyFitnessPal. It's got all these vitamin needs on it. Well, I'm not too sure if it's got the B3s and B4, B3 and B6. It probably will, I'm probably just not thinking it, but it has got all the things you need to know on it. It's really, really good. I've said it in all these videos, it's really, really good, but people will download it and people will be like, yeah, this is it, this is what I need. That's if you're into all that, that's if you're into your nutrition, so if you want to take my advice, however, I'm not saying you have to, but it's here for people who want to know and people who want to read it. So moving on to, I'll put that on mute. Right, so a deficiency in B1, we've already said it, muscle functioning, it helps with that, helps with carbohydrates, it helps with metabolism, and a deficiency in this can, you get fatigue, you have weakness, nerve damage, so that's vitamin B1 for you. So B2 is commonly known as riboflavin. I don't think the name's that important, but however, vitamin B2 is what you need to know about that. It is needed for converting food to energy. Good sources of this are in things such as milk, spinach, fortified cereals, eggs, and also your green vegetables as well. So if you don't get enough of this is vitamin B2, things can become a little bit bad in terms of you can get chronic diarrhea, for example. The symptoms of having not enough can be skin irritations, cracks and sores around your mouth, and you can also be very sensitive to light as well. So that is, I'm going to say vitamin, but it's going to end up coming out as vitamin. I don't want that. So yeah, vitamin B2, that's that one. So now on to B3, and yeah, there's a lot of B vitamins I've noticed there as well. Not my trusty cup of tea, I've converted to a cup of tea instead of there. So B3 is most commonly known as niacin. It's also shown to turn carbohydrates into energy. So a little bit like B2, some of these probably will assist with each other, and we'll find out later on that a lot of these are linked with each other. They might share some different things, or they might help with different sorts of things like that within your body. And it's just interesting. It's really interesting. I absolutely love nutrition. I think that's probably my strong point. I absolutely love it. It's every day. It's like learning to drive. It's going to be every day. You're going to be driving every single day, and most likely, if you've got a job, you go to college, you're going to be driving nearly every day. So that's what I sort of class it as, But however, into B3. So yeah, it's known as niacin. It's shown to help turn carbohydrates into energy. It assists with proper functioning of your nerves and digestive system. Again, there's common things coming up with your digestive system. Well, not necessarily your digestive system, but your nervous system. A lot of things are coming up with that. You've noticed with this. It also helps you maintain healthy skin as well. It's also been shown to help with HDL, which I've been talking about in my last video, which is good cholesterol. So yeah, niacin, vitamin. There we go, getting vitamin. I don't think I can say vitamin. Vitamin B3. So that's that one. Moving on to vitamin B6. And this comes from this helps your blood cells, your metabolism, your red blood cells, making hemoglobin. So that assists with your nervous system and your immune systems. So like I say, that's a very common thing. The micronutrients are helping out a lot with your immune system and your nervous system, and this is why you need them a lot. Other ones help you with different things, like your vision, carbohydrates, and energy and stuff like that. These are really important. This is why I put them on for. I'm not just saying, you need to take your vitamins, because this is just for the sake of it. You've got to take your vitamins because it's a very important part of your diet, if anything. So, I forgot what was last stuff there. Right. So it also helps with neurotransmitters, but like I say, I'm not going to go into this because this is like really high grade stuff, and I'm just going to keep it simple for the sake of it, because like I say, I'm not qualified to talk like way above that. I'm qualified to talk about vitamins, qualified to talk about what they are, the goods and the bads. But if you want to go into more detail, I'm not really the guy for the more detail. I just want to give you guys a basic understanding of what vitamins are. So here we go. So B6, it is found in most foods such as bananas, potatoes. It is found in chicken breast, and it's found in roast beef as well. So we're just going to be having roast beef dinners tonight. Symptoms of a deficiency of this, however, are known as depression, confusion, sores and ulcers around the mouth. I'm not quite sure if they're inside or outside, but I imagine with them being around the mouth, it's most likely outside. Ulcers at the corners of your mouth as well. And irritability as well. So I say again, I imagine that's like irritable skin. It might even be irritable bowels. But either way, it'll cause irritability. Excess amounts of this, however, can cause a lot of problems as well. If you have too much vitamin B6, you can get walking pains, numbness. That's in the extremities if you have way too much. So yeah, pains when you're walking, and a bit numbness as well. Like I say, some of these things could sort of not be helping. If you're not getting enough vitamins, it's not going to help with things that you might already have, such as that. So it's good to have that awareness as well. So now we move on to the last B vitamin with the category, and that is vitamin B12. So this is a very important water-soluble vitamin. It's needed to produce and maintain new cells. So that's your nerves and your red blood cells. It helps with making your DNA up as well. So without vitamin B12, you get deficiencies such as fatigue, constipation, weakness. I think that must mean within your muscles in your body. I think that's what it might mean. A lot of things in terms of weakness. It might mean that you just feel weak, you feel really off, and then that would link into fatigue. Like I said, I wrote this down a while ago when I was learning, and I've also done a bit more research as well. So yeah, also there's a loss of appetite as well, weight loss, numbness and tingling of your hands and feet. This is deficiencies, and yeah, that's pretty bad, if you ask me. It's even known to go as far as, say, depression, and poor memory as well. So yeah, definitely see your GP if you've experienced some of them things. It could be a vitamin deficiency. So yeah, I hope this does raise a bit of awareness to people, because people might be thinking, I've got some of these symptoms, and then they'll be able to sort of go to the GP. I'd recommend going to GP regardless, if you've got anything like that going on. So these are the foods that it's found in. So the examples such as beef, salmon, trout, tuna, chicken, eggs, yogurt, and you can also get it from some cereals as well. So that's the rest of the vitamin B category, and now we're into vitamin C. So vitamin C is mostly known for being given the ability to help out with colds. Vitamin C is a very It's one you see a lot. Vitamin D as well. You see vitamin C and D a very lot these days, especially in cereals. I've known that. However, let's push on. And it has more important functions in your body as well, not just helping with colds. Vitamin C is not needed for the growth and repair of muscle tissue in all your parts of your body. It helps with structural parts of blood vessels, ligaments and tendons as well. So say if you pull a tendon, for example, if you've got enough vitamin C, it can help repair that and maintain everything that's going on. So it is also an antioxidant, meaning it helps protect your body from dangerous products of, all sorts. Just helps your body get rid of dangerous products in your body. And yeah, yeah. So it can also help with getting rid of things such as radicals as well, which can be linked to cancers and other diseases as well. So it's a good job you get enough vitamin C. So what foods are these found in? These are found in red peppers, they're found in oranges, they're found in kiwis, Brussels sprouts and broccoli. So yeah, I hate Brussels sprouts and broccoli. Oh, it makes my skin crawl. If I'm going to get vitamin C, it's going to have to be from my peppers, definitely. Maybe an orange as well, yeah. And I suppose a kiwi as well. So symptoms of not getting enough of this are maybe feeling tired, irritable. Like I say, I don't know whether that's irritable bowels, whether it's just irritable skin, or just feel really yucky. You can get dry and splitting hair from it, bleeding gums, rough, dry and scaly skin. You can also get easy bruising as well. And like I say, this isn't 100%, if you bruise easy, that's what it is. But however, I'll definitely say GP, and you should know this by now if that's what you've got. However, this is what it could be, if not that. So, also there is a decreased ability to fight infection too. So if you take too much of this, however, it can cause an upset stomach, it can cause diarrhea, and it can also possibly cause kidney stones if you take in too much. So that's if you eat about 20 oranges a day, for example. It's really going to cause you a lot of problems. So yeah, moving on to vitamin D. And vitamin D is commonly known as the sunshine vitamin, because you get it from the sun. Ultraviolet rays help with this, to help your body to produce vitamin D. When the sun hits your skin for at least 10 minutes, the sunlight is basically giving you vitamin D. However, I'm not too sure on how much it exactly gives you, but it definitely gives off vitamin D when you're in the sun. So that's why it's called the sunshine vitamin. Also, you get it from foods such as seafood, fish. You get it from mushrooms, eggs, egg yolks naturally contain vitamin D. And also, if you don't have enough of this, it can cause weak bones. It can cause impaired growth as well if you don't have enough vitamin D. And it can also cause dental problems as well in adults, and a deficiency can cause osteoporosis as well. That makes sense because it weakens your bones. So yeah, it's going to cause osteoporosis if you don't have vitamin D, if you don't have enough of it. So moving on to vitamin E. So vitamin E naturally occurs in 8 different chemical forms, but only one meets human requirements. So I'm not going to go into that because that's, like I say, really high grade stuff. It's still written down though, however, I've still got it all written down, but I'll simplify it for everybody, because nobody wants to sit here for an hour listening to me talk about one different vitamin. So if you don't have enough vitamin E, however, the symptoms are such as impaired immunity, and you'll have a lot of eye problems and skeletal problems from that too. The foods this is found in, foods such as nuts, seeds, vegetables. Yeah, vegetables have a high content of that actually, but you can also check on the back of the packet. Yeah, if you check on the back of the packet of say nuts or seeds these days, it should tell you how much vitamin A it's got in, and stuff like that. You should really be checking the back of it every time you get some food. I'll definitely check this the traffic light system. Definitely check that, because like I say, you need to know what you're eating. Many people don't really care. Many people aren't too fussed, but you really do need to look into it. So moving down to vitamin K, and this is the last vitamin that I'm going to be covering today. So it's not going to be as long as me fat video. So vitamin K is known for many people as the blood thinner medication. It limits blood clotting. It helps to, sort of take that risk away. The goal when taking blood thinners is to consume a high consistent amount of vitamin K. But that's if you take medication. However, vitamin K, if you don't have enough of it, it can increase bleeding if you've got a cut. It can also make blood clotting a lot easier to have. So foods with this in, you might know Special K. I don't know if it still has it in, but I've known that vitamin K has had vitamin K in it. But foods with this in are things such as kale, spinach, turnips, Brussels sprouts, and like I said, some cereals. Vitamin K is just for like say blood clots and to stop bleeding. When say you cut your arm open, for example, it'll stop the bleeding like erratically if it doesn't need to be bleeding that much. Like say obviously if you hit an artery or something, you're pretty much screwed. But however, if it's just a little cut, it helps to reduce the bleeding, and it helps reduce clotting as well. So vitamin K is important as well. So yeah, that's the roundup of all the vitamins. And before I go, a well balanced diet is enough to reach all your recommended daily allowance of vitamins. So yeah, I know I didn't put all of the what happens if you have too many of this or too little of this. Mostly because the information is really, really hard to find. And most of these things, if you have too much of it, it only tells you, and if you only have too little, it only tells you. But however, if you do hit enough of all your vitamins, which are in your food, they're in loads and loads of different foods, and I've mentioned a few of them today. However, if you take any tablets for this, any vitamin tablets that aren't prescribed, I would recommend seeing your GP, because you may not need them, especially multivitamin. You may not need them, however, especially if you're getting enough vitamin A or B. Because the thing is with multivitamins, only one vitamin can be absorbed at a time. So if you've got every single vitamin in one tablet, then your body's only going to take one at a time. It's only going to absorb one at a time. So therefore, you should really just be looking for foods to get this in. And if there's any dietary requirements that you need, such as, say if you can't have certain foods because you're allergic, or say gluten-free, for example, I would see a GP or your dietitian, and they will help you with that, definitely. And if you've experienced any of the following that's being mentioned in this video, like any blood clotting, or vision starting to go funny, or anything like that that's being mentioned in this video, then definitely seek a GP's help. I would recommend that one 110%. So yeah, certain medical conditions and dietary requirements can affect all of your vitamin intake. Can either make it too much or too little. But to regulate it, like I say, just take a trip to your GP or a nutritionist or even a dietitian even, and they will help you out. So yeah, that's my video on vitamins, and I know it was one of them videos where it's like, oh, why don't I need to know this? But it's interesting and it's an eye opener, and I did promise you guys I was going to do it. So there you go. The next one will be on minerals, and you know, what they are, what they do, you know, the same sort of stuff. Then after I've done that, I'm going to be doing my circuit, which I'm going to be doing a kettlebell circuit, and I'm going to be doing a normal circuit for beginners. So I've already got one written down on my page, if you want to check that out. The links are on my page, obviously, for both Instagram and Facebook, and they're on both. So yeah, give it a try. Let me know what you think of it, and I'll be doing it anyway to show you guys that it is what it is, and show you guys how to do it properly. So yeah, so thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week.